has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible, hanging out the bad, see the broken, need the bad, apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion shake-it-up should be, along with the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, live in Toronto today. Mafia running it with Luke. I am your father. A Misery Monday rundown on C2C. We got a double shot with Morency coming up from Vancouver this very hour. In the second hour, our friend Andy Baskin from The Fan in Cleveland, OH. In the third hour, both Coach James Young talking rack, and at the end of the show, it appears that we will have an appearance from Smiley, your boy Smiley Kaufman, talking golf. So we bring in the Prime Minister of Canada, Cam Stewart. Big weekend at the Olympics. Cam, anything that stood out to you? Obviously, Scheffler went on a tear and busted off a 62-piece and won the gold.
I can't believe how this guy does it, Scotty. He comes out of nowhere, and it's like almost like he's like a sneak attacker. He doesn't show you a weapon or wearing a balaclava. He just quietly goes about his business, and these other guys melt down. Like John Rahm had that tournament there. A couple other guys were in the mix, and it's just Scheffler. It just quietly goes about his business. No mistakes. He finds ways to win. Like it's unreal, actually, when you think about it. Like John Rahm was livid afterwards, but hey, that's what happened, Scotty. You know what? It seems like he just puts the pressure on these guys, and a lot of them fold where he doesn't. He just says, okay, you want to give me the tournament? You want to give me the gold? I'll take it. Scheffler's amazing. Good for everybody who bet him. He came out of nowhere. At one time, he was actually like close to 14-1. Should have been smarter and bet him live, but I'm a stooge. I took the second place guy as usual.
So when Xander Schauffele was in that packet, a three-way tie, after the third round, did you think at any point that he was going to win it because he had won the PGA and the Open?
Yeah, I did, Scott. Actually, we talked about it with Gabe. He had him at the start at a good price at 8-1. Scheffler's very dangerous. He won 2 majors this year. We didn't expect that coming. And when I saw this guy on the leaderboard time after time after time, I think he was going to close the door again. But Scotty Scheffler, he just came out of nowhere. He hit the fairways, hit the greens, hit some big putts. That was the difference. Schauffele didn't have a really hot putter in the final round. John Rahm just kind of imploded, and once they got down, they couldn't come back. I was actually hoping Tommy Fleetwood Mac would win the tournament because he's been so damn close before. He never wins in America or Canada, but he has won in Europe, and he was there, and he couldn't get it done. So that's Scotty Scheffler, buddy. Don't bet against him. Another thing, Scott, just great. Simone Biles, what she's doing right now, could be her swan song with 11 medals. Absolutely fantastic. And the USA is closing in on China, down 2 golds now. China with 21 and the Americans with 19. I think they can get there and win the most golds by this thing's when it's over.
Did you watch that men's 100-meter photo finish with, Lyles winning? What did you think of that?
Amazing. I love the 100 meters. Remember back in the day, we had Ben Johnson, and he got caught for cheating. And then some absolute idiot, he ran out with all of his money, Scott. I didn't tell you the story. So me and Gabe know he did an energy drink, and it was called Cheetah. And the slogan was, I cheat all the time. I'm like, what? That's it. No, and I watched the commercial, and I'm like, what are you doing to this guy? Like, he needed money, right? So I cheat all the time. I'm like, maybe Carl Lewis was cheating. I don't know. Anyway, they took this guy to the cleaners. I met him actually afterwards, and like he's still rattled from that a long time ago. But the 100 meters always lives up to the hype, Scott. Great event. I actually got into archery with my girlfriend. There was a American guy. He looked like he really rolled out of the bar, and he was amazing, and he lost in extra time. But I'm telling you, I love archery, man. Like I like some of the weird sports too, but the Olympics have been great. And hey, we still got basketball, Scotty. We could have a path with Canada and the United States in the final, which I think everybody wants.
So you think it's going to come to fruition that the U.S. will play Canada?
I do. I think the U.S. is a better team. Canada's dangerous, but The USA is just getting it together. They're 27.5-point favorites against Brazil. I don't know if they're going to cover that number. Canada's got a nice little path. They were in the group of death, but I think they take care of business. They play France, the home country. They beat them before. I don't really see France winning. If they do, I'll be shocked. And I see Canada and the U.S. in the final, with the USA winning gold and Canada winning silver.
What about Germany? They're tough.
They're good. They are tough. That was Gabe's bronze medal pick. Good pick. Originally, I thought it was going to be France, but I think Germany's going to win the bronze. They're very good. I don't know what it is, Scott, about Dennis Schroeder. Like, you take this guy in international competition, he becomes like an all-star. Like, imagine he did this in the NBA. Like, he's just, every time he plays for his country, he just goes bananas for Germany. So I got to hand it to him. The Germans are going to be a very tough out. They're a good basketball team.
So the U.S. women's soccer team moved on to the semis after the Trinity Rodman goal. Did you see her switch back to the left foot and blast that bender inside the far post?
They're taking care of business, Scott. When you play Japan, that earlier game, that is no easy out. They're very good, the Japanese ladies. America just gets it done on the pitch, and I would expect them no less. This is their tournament to lose. They should be able to close the door. That would be another gold medal. And I'm looking for an updated line. Maybe you can ask Morency. If the USA, I don't know what it is to have most golds at the end of this. I went on my book and they didn't post it yet, but I want to make that bet because I think they're going to have the most golds when it's all said and done.
So I guess right now the U.S. men's indoor volleyball team is playing Brazil in the quarterfinals. I watched some outdoor volleyball earlier. I saw the U.S. men beat the Italian men and get into the corners of the beach volleyball. I think the volleyball, both indoor and outdoor, has been pretty badass.
It has been, man. And you see that game between Canada and the USA, stunning. Like, I'm looking at these women, golden brown beauties. Like, I'm just like, what is going on here? And the things that they do, the blocks, the serves, the diving, like, you're right. Volleyball is one of those sports. It's so cool. It's like water polo, Scott. Like, once you get into it, you're into it. Like, I love watching water polo, and people are like, are you nuts, Prime Minister? But no, I love it. I think it's a wicked game. And yeah, and you know how hard it is too. Like, you were in water doing these things. Water's tough. You know that. You went for a swim before the show. Imagine doing that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know what, Scott? I love about it too, how they skim the ball, basically like just misses the person's head. Like, they bounce it off the water, top corner low. It's just a beautiful, beautiful game. The Olympics have been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it.
I think the water polo is equally violent. I like the fact that they're underwater, mugging, kicking, pulling, yanking, punching. I mean, it is just vicious. I'm surprised more people haven't been cold cocked with haymakers out of the water. Just like, they basically tackle and drown each other for the ball. It's crazy.
Yeah, those Hungarian women I saw, man, they had everything but foreign objects, man. I'm watching this girl going like, this is illegal what you're doing. But hey, they let them go. You're right, Scott. Like, you wouldn't expect water polo to be it's like hockey. It's almost like hockey in water. Like, you said it. There's a lot of contact. There's a lot of crazy stuff. And I have so much respect for water polo being able, like, think about the cardio you need to do that sport. Like, think about what kind of shape you need to be in water doing that. It's one of the hardest.
I mean, it's brutal. They have massive legs and upper bodies. You see them when they get out of the water. Well, we had the NFL Hall of Fame game Thursday night, and the Hall of Fame inductions went down in Canton over the weekend. And you also had the Reek Hill deal down in Miami. Did you like his extension? He got paid.
Yeah, he deserves to get paid. He's one of the best receivers in football. We'll see how Tua is. Like, he's a guy that got paid too. Miami's investing in a guy. He's had some concussions. He's had some injury problems. We'll see what happens there. But good call. I'm actually still pissed. Morency caught a break. He had Houston. I had the Bears on the money line. You know the old V word, Scott. Void bet. Didn't go 55 minutes. That pissed me off. I wanted them to pay me for it. Yeah, these idiots will give guys who bet Mitch Trubisky at 80-1 MVP. They'll get their money back, but I actually am winning in a football game and I don't get my money back. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that was bunk. We'll find out what happens at Michigan. Could Sharon Moore be in trouble with suspensions, etc., from the NCAA? We got it all going on a Monday. Morency's up next.
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night. It is proving to be historic indeed for BKFC's 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight. Early on the turn, right hand from my great double champion. Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the
BetMGM is swinging for the fences. The best place to bet the long ball all season long. Out-of-the-park odds on home runs. Exclusive signature bets. And a weekly shot at your share of $50K in bonus bets. Enter the $50K Grand Slam jackpot. It's on.
You can catch Sports Rags weeknights at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on all of our outlets, all of our affiliates, all of our TV stations, all of our streaming networks. You name it, it's on there. The SportsGrid app, sportsgrid.com/watch, you name it. New TV, Samsung, Vizio, LG, you can catch it on there as well. Search SportsGrid. We're on terrestrial radio on Sports Byline USA, all their affiliates, and on satellite radio all over the Southern Hemisphere on SiriusXM. Channel 159. I want to start with Michigan football and the problems they're having after the fact. After Jim Harbaugh left, now it appears that the NCAA is sniffing around again and wants to mete out some suspensions and problems for the Wolverines. Does it sound to you like Sharon Moore's in trouble in some capacity or another?
Well, I think a lot of people at Michigan, including the administration, were hoping that since Harbaugh had left, that the NCAA would cool off a little bit. It almost seemed like it was more of a personal situation with Harbaugh and the NCAA. Listen, Harbaugh could have admitted wrongdoing and or basically signed a piece of paper saying, I didn't know, but it happened. But he wouldn't even do that. And he's kind of left Sharon Moore and everybody out to dry a little bit. There's no coincidence that Harbaugh left at this time, right? Harbaugh felt as though the university really wasn't having his back enough. And long story short, he wanted like full innocence and to play the innocent card. Well, we know that's a little bit naive. It's too bad. I mean, recruits that are on this football team have nothing to do with this, but it is what it is, Scott. Listen, I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm expecting Moore to get a couple of games. It is what it is. They did this to Michigan last year. And what happened? All it really did is motivate the football team and bring them together, Scott. You saw it. So it'll be the same thing right now, us against the world. With everything that's going on in the college football world, this is the stupidest thing ever. All right, so they had somebody in the stands reading people's signs. So you're allowed to do that yourself, but you can't send someone to a game. It's, the last thing about this, Scott, and even like Ohio, besides Ohio State, like who, whatever, everybody thinks it's the stupidest rule ever. Nick Saban himself said, this is the dumbest rule ever. He goes, you're allowed to scout. Who cares if, you got to change your signs up. So it is what it is, Scott. But in the big picture, I don't really think it affects very much, right? They're going to get another slap on the wrist. He might miss 2-3 games or something like that, and an assistant will have to step up. But they should get it over with and do it. Don't wait until 2 days before we play Fresno State to start the season, Scott. Like, whatever you're going to do, freaking announce it and get it over with.
Yeah, how many times did they suspend Jim Harbaugh? Do you remember how many times it was? Was it once, twice?
This is the problem as well. Michigan have never been punished by the NCAA by all of this. So that's what I'm saying, that Michigan's sort of telling the NCAA, what more do you want from us? We suspended Harbaugh last year for 4 games. We suspended him, right? Like, Michigan, the university, that's what Harbaugh didn't like. They said, listen, if we suspend you, maybe it'll calm the NCAA down. You'll miss a bunch of games. So they suspended him. And then the Big Ten came in, Scott, and suspended Harbaugh. So the NCAA haven't had their pound of flesh yet for Michigan. The Big Ten got their pound of flesh. Michigan themselves told Harbaugh to step aside for a couple of weeks. But now the NCAA wants more. So, like, that's what I'm saying. If you add all this up, what do you want from us? Like, this isn't a major violation. Like, why they're dragging this out so much is beyond me.
Is there any belief that the national championship will be in danger?
No, I know, no. And if what? So what, Scott? Did Reggie Bush win that Heisman? You know what I mean? They can do whatever the hell they want to do. Michigan won the championship. But no, I don't think it'll go that far. It's not. This isn't the end of the world type of stuff that happened here. I think it was an overreaction. And I don't know why the NCAA is kind of toothless now, Scott, to be honest. Like, I'm not, in a year not too far away, they will have zero power over college football. They really do now. The only thing they are now, they're like the hall monitor, Scott. Hey, you're walking too fast in the hall. You're smoking weed in the back. Like, other than that, it's like you're not the principal, you're not the administrator. Nobody cares.
Smoking in the boys' room.
Exactly. That's the NCAA.
Don't tell me up with your rules, because everybody knows.
Like, they have nothing to do.
Ain't allowed.
Like, the NCAA has nothing to do with any of the decisions that are made. They have nothing to do with the bowl game. The NCAA has nothing to do with the college football playoff. They don't own it. They don't run it. They don't operate it. The NCAA owns the FBS stuff. They control North Dakota State. They don't control Michigan. They don't control Ohio State. Michigan and Ohio State and Alabama's in the world used to allow to be policed by them. And I think now we're to the point where it's like, you know what, screw you. You know, go monitor a Maine swim meet or something like that and leave us the F alone.
Go monitor a swim meet.
First thing that came to my head, Scott, I don't know. It was random.
Do you think that Sherrone Moore can beat Ohio State again?
Yeah, I think he can, but obviously they're in tough. It's in Columbus this time around. And you want to talk about college football, guys. You know what Ohio State's salary is this year, what their payroll is? $20 million. So we've gone from, you can't pay them to, they're making $20 million. That's more than MLS teams got. The Vancouver Whitecaps salary, their payroll for all their players in the MLS is like $14 million. Like, seriously. $20 million. That's
just
what
for
Ohio
their
State.
NIL for their football team.
Yeah, so, hey, Ryan Day, you better win, bro. There's no excuses. You stole everybody from the SEC. They went they literally have like 2 stars at every position now. So, all right, you better win.
Yeah, you better win. I'll tell you that much. If they lose to Oregon or Michigan, I mean, they're going to hang that guy. They literally will. When we come back, we'll talk to Morency.
He could get fired
about the Olympics.
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par 5s. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just get this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Oh, he's playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? So obviously you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
Well, Morency, I'm watching the women's 5,000 meter final with 6 laps to go. I got to tell you, distance running and me don't go hand in hand. I find nothing appealing about watching chicks run long distances. I don't watch the New York City Marathon, the Boston Marathon, the Olympics. They're just running and running and running, and I'm watching it saying, oh, my God, when will it end? I like the fast races, and you just had a problem, you told me, with betting the fast races.
Yeah, I'm done. I've been betting on everything in this stuff. One thing I'll say about these long races, though, Scott, it's awesome. The last couple of laps are crazy. I mean, they've been running for like 25 minutes and stuff, and then somehow out of nowhere, they all start sprinting. It's really, really fun at the end. I'm to the point now, man. I've got money on Canada over 5.5 gold medals. They're at 5. And I'm running out of events they're going to win at, bro. Like there's a hammer throw going on overnight tonight, and she's the favorite to win. I'm on her, Cameron Rogers. She wins, we get to 6. If she doesn't, I got to win this breakdancing competition later in the week. And I don't know, like Canada are out of medals to win, okay? So, like, I need to win this hammer throw overnight. And as far as, I've been betting on all this stuff, and I've been doing pretty well, up and down. We've had good days, bad days, but I love the 100 meters. It's like the heavyweight champion of the world. It's one of those prestige things, Scott, fastest man in the world.
Right.
And fastest woman, but it's 10 seconds, bro. It's literally the fastest bet you're ever going to make. Like, you bet on it. Like, I put too much. I got caught up in it. I had like $500 on the men's and the women's. And you lose $500 in 10 seconds. Like, it's one thing to bet the Kentucky Derby. At least that's 2 minutes. Like, the Kentucky Derby, your horse is trailing, Scott. You're like, come on, all right. They're going to catch up around the other corner. There is no other corner with this 100-meter stuff.
Right.
It's like you start and then boom, 9.7 seconds later, it's over. And like the runner said after, I kind of misstepped and it threw off my rhythm. That's all it takes. One, if it's not a perfect run, like a perfect run, you're not going to win. And just from a betting perspective, I'm going to go much lighter when I bet on 100-meter and 200-meter races in the future, Scott.
What do you think, Lyles? He's won the 200 3 times the world championship, so he's a bigger favorite in that, and he's better in that than he is in the 100, and he won the 100.
He didn't even think he was going to win the 100. He didn't think he won the 100 at the end either. Right. He thought Keyshawn Thompson won. Right? So did NBC, which was a little bit of a controversy, right? NBC, Keyshawn does it. Right? No, not really. Like, it was that close. Full disclosure, I'll give it to you. Unbelievable. I like Noah Lyles, too. I think he's a good guy. So I'm happy that he won. And I'm upset I lost my money. But I said coming into this, Scott, that he was going to win the 200, but I didn't think he would win the 100. Now, I don't think he can be stopped. He's a little tired. I just saw him run in one of the heats here this morning. he kind of went through the motions, and you could tell. They said this guy's like on adrenaline right now, like point blank.
Who did you bet on in the 100? Who did you bet on in both
I had the Jamaican guy, Keyshawn Thompson.
Oh, you had him. And then what about in the women's? Who did you bet on?
The women's, I had the American, Sha'Carri Richardson.
And she didn't win.
The woman from, she misstepped. She didn't have a clean run.
St. Lucia beat her.
Unbelievable. They only have 180,000 people population. They're the fastest woman in the world. And I'll tell you what, Alfred, the woman that won the 100, Scott, she's lighting it up again. She might win the 200, bro. Like, she's fast.
Yeah, and she's going to be a rock star in St. Lucia. First gold medal ever.
Ever. It was a great scene. Just sort of what Olympics are about. Like, I posted a video, Scott. They were watching on a screen. Old people, young people, all hugging and running around. And yeah, like I said, it wasn't because they won a parlay. It wasn't a bunch of snotty kids from Ann Arbor or Athens, Georgia that won a title and are burning couches. No, it was just like pure joy of an island that, wow, we have the fastest woman in the world here. And think about it. Like it sounds, that's what all this is about. How many of those kids that were watching that now, Scott, are we going to see in 16 years in the Olympics? Oh, wow. They're all happy because Julie Alford won that gold medal.
Are you seeing this? All these Ethiopians and Kenyans are in the front of this pack for this 5,000 meters. There's 2 laps left, and literally like the first 5 or 6 of them are from Kenya.
Here comes the girl from Kenya, man. She's got like a turbo boost. Look at her starting to pull away now.
I mean, these chicks, they pulled away from there's 2 packs. Yeah. There's one of
there's
talent
the separation
and one
pack. Yeah, it's like, okay, now it gets real. You guys, see you later. Now this is the elite pack that takes off now. They run together in packs. They like to run in packs, and now, like you said, Scott, this is the first pack, and you can see the first 3 or 4 setting the pace here. It's really cool.
What I'm going to do without the Olympics when it ends, honestly. I'm going to need to see a shrink.
Scott, can you imagine next summer, bro? We had Copa, we had Euro, we had the Olympics. We had nothing.
Oh.
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par 5s. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just got this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
So everybody's talking about the BetMGM first bet 1,500 offer because it's so Gandhi. How do you get it? 4 easy steps. 1, download the BetMGM app on iOS or Android or visit BetMGM.com. 2, sign up, open your account, put $10 into it, get it rolling. 3, place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. If the bet loses, you heard me. And 4, if the bet does lose, your bonus bets are going to be available in your account once your initial wager is settled. There is nothing better than the first bet 1,500 offer from BetMGM. Check it out at BetMGM.com. All right, as we reflect back on everything that's happened over the weekend in the Olympics, we'll go through it. Noah Lyles gets the first 100-meter gold for the U.S. in 20 years in a photo finish. Kashane Thompson of Jamaica had a shot at the gold, certainly, but Lyles' chest crossed first, so he won. It looked like Thompson was first over the line, but it was Lyles' chest that beat him in the photo finish. It really was unbelievable, and after all the hype, didn't he have like a big mouth about it, Cam? He was bragging about how he was going to win the gold and that he was the fastest man in the world. He had won the world championship. Didn't he guarantee that he'd win the gold in the Olympics? And he did.
Yep. And usually you don't want to be talking like that because that kid from Jamaica, me and Morency were talking about him. Like, nobody knows who this guy is. He kind of came out of nowhere. He did like competitions down there, hasn't been in a lot of world events. And he just skyrocketed to almost like a co-favorite. But that race lived up to the potential. Kind of like horse racing, Scott, right? If your finger goes over, it don't matter. It has to be chest. Got to get the old nostril ahead at the line. But that's the thing. Like, when races come down to that, it's absolutely fantastic. And that's hard to do, like a photo like that. But he's on fire, and I would not be surprised, like, bigger things to happen. We'll see. There's a lot of events left here. Gabe was talking about it with you. We'll see how many golds these guys can pick up. But I'll tell you, long way to go for people that bet USA over golds because, they'll get more, but I'm not sure if they're going to hit their total.
Yeah, there's no way, in my view, if they're sitting at 20 right now, that they're getting 20 more because they got to get 40 to hit the over, right? So they got to win 20 more golds this week, and I don't know in actuality how many are available to them in terms of what's left. But talk about Rahm for a second and how he blew a 4-shot lead with 7 holes to go and ended up not medaling at all because Scheffler stole the gold, Fleetwood Mac the silver, Matsuyama ended up with the bronze. He led after the first round.
I'll tell you, Scott, what I saw from Jon Rahm was totally shocking. I had him to win the tournament, like I know Carver did too. It was one of those situations we got a really good number, and he won the week before. Say what you want about the LIV Tour. He came in there and he won and he dominated and he looked great this whole tournament. And I don't understand what happened down the stretch. It's actually shocking to see a player of his magnitude, like the skill set that he has, melt down like that. Scotty, 4-shot lead and one of the best players in the world. That shouldn't happen. That's what happens to rookies on tour when they start looking up going, oh my God, like I might get my first paycheck ever. You get the sweats, your wife's there, you're freaking out. Like the thing is, Rahm has been in situations and he wins big tournaments. And he kind of just crumbled. Like the problem with that guy too is he doesn't know how to manage his emotions sometimes. Like in golf, you can get angry every once in a while, but you can't let it get out of control, which it did. And the angrier it got, the worse his game got. He's got to figure that out.
Novak Djokovic of Serbia upset, if you ask me, Carlos Alcaraz of Spain for his first Olympic gold medal in tennis. Both of them in tie break, 7-6, 7-6. The Joker wins gold. What'd you think of that?
Unbelievable. I didn't tell you the story about my girlfriend having an exchange with Djokovic at a Toronto bar. We'll talk about that on another show. You really enjoy it. She actually scared the guy. Like, God, anyway, it's a great story.
I believe Djokovic, in her.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no. You met her before. Like, Djokovic was like rude or something. She got right in his face. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is Novak Djokovic.
I would pick her on my team every time over Djokovic.
Oh, she's an animal. Like, she was snapping. She was angrier than me watching the golf with Jon Rahm. She almost broke the TV. I'm like, honey, this happens to me every week. Like, I always come second. But anyway, let's talk. In this match, Scott, you remember what happened a very short time ago. Alcaraz beat him 3-love. He dominated him. So he was a big favorite. And Djokovic, that's the thing about this guy. He digs deep. And can you believe in the tennis, the two favorites, Iga Swiatek and Alcaraz, both non-golds. It was an underdog. If you like underdogs, tennis was the right sport for you in the Olympics because people came out of nowhere. We know how good the Joker is, but Alcaraz is still a big favorite. So, yeah, it was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, and at 37 with a bad knee, allegedly, he gets gold and parties. Simone Biles won the gold on the vault on Saturday and silver on the floor today. She's not ruling out a 28 Olympics in Los Angeles. Do you think she'll still be doing this in 4 years?
Yes, I do. When you're this successful this time, I think she's going to give it one more kick at the can. I know people are saying this is the grand finale. I don't believe it, Scott. 4 years is a long time, but if she stays in shape, how do you not come back? You won 11 medals. You know what I mean, Scotty? And then you can go out and do it even better and go, this is it. I'm going to do it. But shocking what she's doing. She's so damn good. And I think with this performance, it kind of sets up for one final Olympics. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think she can do it. I think she can.
So Jade Carey won the bronze on the vault Saturday. Jordan Childs gets the bronze on the floor today. The U.S. men's gymnast Steven Nutterozic wins the bronze in the pommel horse during the individuals. He was also on the U.S. men's team that won the team bronze. The U.S. women's basketball team beat Germany 87-68 on Sunday. They're 3-0 in pool play. They played Nigeria in the quarters on Wednesday. You know they're going to destroy Nigeria as well. And I watched them beat up on Germany. No problem there. Look at the numbers on this Nigeria game. 26.5 is the spread. 157.5 is the total. They won't have any problems there, will they?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be all business. They're going to beat down Nigeria. They look like they're getting more confident as the tournament progresses. So, yeah, I think it's a number that can be covered and just a very dangerous team and finding ways to win. They should be able to take control of that match.
So the odds to win the women's basketball gold right now, U.S. -2 large, France plus 1,600, Germany next plus 3,300, then Belgium at 40-1. So which continent wins the women's hoops gold? What do you think?
Well, there's another one for the USA there, so we can make it up probably 21. We haven't started some of the other sports. Who's going to beat these girls? We're minus 20. What are we there? Basically 20-1, Scott. You can't even take a flyer with these under countries. Second place choice, the hosts are 14-1 from France. It's like if the USA doesn't win, it'll be probably one of the biggest shockers of the Olympics. They'll take care of business. They're winning.
The U.S. men's basketball team pulled away from Puerto Rico on Saturday, 104-83. They didn't cover again.
Nope.
39-16. Second quarter was the difference. They go to 3-0 in pool play. They play Brazil in the quarters on Tuesday. The odds for the Brazilian game, 27 and a hook, 186.5 prime.
I don't want to be a guy, Scotty. We know with NAFTA, you're my favorite trade partner. You and Ciano, he's got dual citizenship. He's a friend. But I got to tell you, I got to take those 27.5 points with the Brazilians. That's a hell of a lot of points for a team that's not covering numbers. I do like Canada to cover in their game, -7.5 against France. I think they're going to dummy them. Might maybe win by 12-14, maybe even more. But, yeah, I think Brazil might be worth a look. USA will win the match. I'm not sure if they're going to win by 28 or more.
We got a lot more to show you concerning the Olympics, including the odds to win the men's gold and which continent wins gold on the men's side. We'll talk about Katie Ledecky, Bobby Fink, Canada's Summer McIntosh, all coming up.
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par fives. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just got this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Oh, he's playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
So condolences out to Carver High's family. They lost his uncle, his father's brother, over the weekend, and he's out today dealing with the family's loss. Our thoughts, sympathies, prayers, and everything else go out to Mike and his entire family and his father and his mother and everybody involved. Sorry for your loss. So the Prime Minister stepping in today in the midst of running the world and having difficult decisions to make for Canada all over the globe, taking time out of his hectic schedule to spend 3 hours with us is unheard of, politically speaking. But in terms of friendships and bonds, he'll never break his love affair with Uncle Futrelli and SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. So the Prime Minister upsetting all of his colleagues today by working with us on the grid. God bless him for it. Odds to win the men's basketball gold, to win it all. Now, these are the odds for the gold medal. Here they are. The U.S. minus 650, Canada plus 900, along with Germany, and then Serbia plus $2,000, France plus 3,300, Greece 4 dimes, with Australia, Brazil in last. So do you still have any doubts about the U.S.? You said U.S. Canada in the final.
Yeah, U.S. Canada in the final. I don't like that price at minus 650. You're actually going to have like at least 3 things to add to make it even parlay worthy. I would say this, Scott, though, you brought up a good point about Germany being very good, and they are. They're a very good basketball team. Canada, they both have the same odds. You take, like, I would take Canada maybe at 9-1, and if they come up hot, then you bet the USA live. It's the number's big enough to like play this game live and maybe get a couple things with it. But in the long run, the USA has too much talent on their team. They will win. They will win the gold. I'll be very surprised if Canada wins. But hey, proud of the Canadians. Think about this, Scotty. Like, look where their basketball program has gone. Like, it used to be like Dream Team and everybody else. Like, these guys were nothing in the past, and now every year it gets better.
What about a little shekel or two on Canada at 9-1?
That's what I'm thinking. So you go Canada 9-1. Hope they get off to a good start. Get USA at a number, and then you can find a way to hedge it. So that's the one thing. They need to get out of the gates hot, and we can do something with that game. But that's a great number. Like Canada and Germany at 9-1, that's fair. These other teams I don't think have a chance in hell. There's nobody else that can win other than those 3, in my opinion.
In terms of the continent, which continent wins the men's hoops gold? We have the Americas here at minus 1,200, Europe plus 550, Asia plus 4 dimes. So, it's simple. It's either if it's Prime's world, it's Canada. If it's our world, it's U.S. Anybody else, it's going to go haywire. So Katie Ledecky wins the gold in the 800-meter free again in swimming. Her 9th career gold makes her the most decorated U.S. female swimmer ever. 14th overall medal makes her the most decorated female American Olympian of all time. And first female Olympian in history to win 4 straight golds in a single event across any sport. I mean, the bottom line is that she's a freak. And if she's swimming again in Los Angeles in 4 years, honestly, she'll be like old, right? But no one can beat her. I think the future is Summer McIntosh, but this Ledecky, who do you think has a better chance to make it? Her in 4 years or Biles at their age?
Great question. I'm going to say Ledecky. Like, I just think when I look at Ledecky, Scott, she's going to go down as one of the best athletes in America. And you guys have a hell of a lot of them. Like, what she's doing is almost unprecedented and insane. And it's a very, very tough sport. Like, swimming, tenths of a second, good swimmers from all around the world. What she's doing is nuts. That lady's got a heart of gold, man, and she grinds hard. I'll tell you, that's a great question by you. I don't know, but I'm going to say Ledecky. I like Biles. Biles might just quit, but I think Ledecky wants one more. Summer McIntosh, we'll talk about her too. This girl's like literally when she gets home, they're going to make a statue of her in Canada.
So I think they're having the 800 meter women's final right now. What is that? 2 laps around? I think it is.
I think it's 800? It's like 50. Yeah. It's 4. I think it's even longer than that, Scotty. But do you have the odds up right now? If we take a look,
I don't have the odds. I just wonder how many laps that is.
I think isn't it 50 meters per? It might be 52, 53, 54. I think
There's no way that it's 2 laps. It's like because each the 100 meters is one stretch.
2.
And then the 200 meters is almost 2 stretches. It's correct. 400 around, I think, once. I could be wrong.
No, you're right. You're right. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I'm like 16. No, people would be dead in the water. It's just the shorter ones, they seem different, but you're right. That's a long race though, man. 800 in the water, that's not easy. You need endurance.
This is on the track. This is track and field. So I'm watching the women running here in the you thought I was talking about swimming. No, these are chicks on foot running track and field. Each lap is 200 meters or is 400 meters each lap, and it's 800 is 2 laps. So it just finished, and the girl from Britain won the gold.
I'm watching basketball. I'm watching Latvia and whatever. I don't even know what the hell. I got to be honest with you, Scott. Like, I'm brain dead right now. But I will say this: 800 in the pool is 16. It has to be. It's 50. It's 50 down there, so that would be 16.
That's
so
right.
I'm kind. I guess I'm kind of line one prime minister. You got to give me something because, man, I'm in orbit right now. Sorry, I thought you were talking swimming, but now let's talk about people with feet. Yeah, on land, track. I got it.
Well, no. So listen, we were talking swimming when the race on foot started. So I'm sitting here talking swimming. We're talking about Ledecky. We're talking about McIntosh. I was going to talk about Bobby Fink, but then I looked up and they had the 800-meter women's running track and field final, and that's where the confusion was. But the chick from Great Britain won the race. That's all that matters. I don't care about anything else. We'll keep rocking with the Prime Minister on Coast to Coast.
Where am I?
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par 5s. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just got this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Oh, he's playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
So, kind of wrapping it up in the pool, Bobby Fink set the world record while winning the gold in the 1,500-meter free to defend his 2020 Olympic gold. So, back-to-back golds for Bobby Fink. And then Canada Summer McIntosh won her third gold medal in the women's 200-meter individual medley. Kate Douglas of the U.S. took silver. That Summer McIntosh is becoming quite the star in Canada Prime with her big performance in Paris. Every race she was in, she won gold.
She's won 3. The over-under for Canada golds at the start of the tournament was 5.5. She's got 3 of the 5. We just need one more for our bet to win. Me and Morency both bet over 5.5. And the one thing about the Canadians is there's some weird sports left, like water sports and things like that. We can maybe get another one, but without Summer McIntosh, we'd be screwed. And Scott, let's remember, this girl's 17 years old. At 14, she finished 4th. Like, she's just getting better and better all the time. She, like, literally, this is a legendary performance. When she gets back to Canada, she will be honored. I told you, they might make a statue of her. And this girl is wise. And, like, I can't believe how she handles pressure. Like, she doesn't ever gets rattled or anything. It's really weird. But I love Summer McIntosh. She's been great. MVP for Canada in the Olympics, without a doubt.
Yeah, and she's got a bright future. 17. She's not even scratched the surface of what she's going to do. She's going to do things like Ledecky did in Los Angeles. She'll win every event in Los Angeles and beyond. I think in 2032, she'll still be young. She's 17 now. Imagine that in 8 years. She'll be 25 years old.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's unbelievable. That's still young in the swimming pool because I think Ledecky's in her 30s, so
she's amazing.
Anything's possible. This chick could win so many medals in swimming. You'll forget who, frankly, Ledecky was by the time this chick's done. All right, Trinity Rodman. That's Ledecky's 27. She looks 47. I'm just kidding.
27, 47. What are you talking? Anyway, so what do we got with McIntosh? We got 21 and 20. Like, these, sorry, Scott, these years are prime years. Like, think about it. When she's 21, she's like, that's like hockey players. You start out young, the same type of thing. In the pool, 21 and 25, those are beautiful years. Like, you'll have so much more strength and other things too. Like, she's doing this at 17, for God's sakes. I thought Ledecky was older than 27 too. I thought she was maybe 30. But anyway,
So anyway, Trinity Rodman is Dennis Rodman's daughter, although she doesn't care, it would appear to me, about him at all. I've seen interviews with her about his performance as a father. Not exactly a stellar rap sheet with his daughter, but remember, she turned pro, and I think it was the first time he ever showed up at one of her soccer matches was when she was already a pro. And it's funny, she's in the Olympics playing her ass off and has this amazing goal. And I got to be honest with you. So, I mean, I'm friends with Dennis, and I've been friends with him for a long time, and I don't understand why he's not at the Olympics. What is happening there? Why would you not go and support her in the Olympics? It's like he has no relationship with her whatsoever. That's crazy. If your daughter was in the Olympics playing, you'd be there. That's just all there is to it.
You have to be there. I mean, you see all the McIntosh's family, all the coaches, everybody, friends of the family. This is a big deal, man. You work your life, your ass off to get to these positions, and you don't have I would be crushed. If my dad, he's older now, and he's holding on, but he came to all my big hockey tournaments. He went everywhere. She's strong mentally, man, because that would really rattle my cage if my dad couldn't be at one of my events. That's my opinion.
Grew up with him gone. He was never around for her childhood. She's used to him not being there. So the U.S. taking on Germany, that's the odds for this game tomorrow, I believe. It is tomorrow, sometime around lunchtime Eastern. And the U.S. favored over Germany, and they've looked really good so far. Ryan Krauser wins his third straight shot put gold medal for the U.S., first shot putter to ever win 3 straight gold medals. Kristen Faulkner wins the U.S. First gold in women's road racing in 40 years. I have no idea what that is. Is that like a marathon, like a road race on foot? I don't even know.
Yeah, they know what sport me and Morency have.
It's bike riding. It's
bike
riding.
See, we're on fire today. I'll tell you one sport that needs to go: power walking. I'm watching some guys jog and other guys on their heels. Hey, refs, get it together. That's sports.
I bet all my money in speed walking on CP3.
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, we'll be into this,
And we are live here in the Maverick Center, here in Salt Lake City. What a night it is going to be. Historic indeed for BKFC's 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.